Let's all pray we came this far. We come from some beautiful people, and they prayed. So let's all pray together as a family. Oh, Tugarshla, Katia Topa.
These riders, they come from all over. Canada, Montana, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota. There's even a guy here from Austria. It's from all over the world, these riders come. And that's the point, that's what we're trying to do here, is we're trying to reconcile, unite, make peace with everyone. Because that's what it means to be Dakota. To be Dakota means to walk in peace and harmony with every living thing. That is our way. This ride came through a vision of a man by the name of Jim Miller. And in that vision, he saw riders going east. We're going home. That's what we're doing, we're going home.
In 2005, when I received this dream, as any recovered alcoholic, I made believe that I didn't get it. I try to put it out of my mind, but it's one of them dreams that bothers you night and day.
Hato kontaka makoto sted heta hoaikte on kato kontaka on shimadaga chanopok poyate kitakuyo on se chumuk on shichakido on kaneto otes kai chastahiga Ma kotsig dina on keoch matako ektashnia tagot e chunk chumpi.
St. Paul Pioneer Press, 1863. Good news for Indian hunters. The Indian hunting trade, if the game be at all plenty, is likely to prove a profitable investment during the present fall and winter for our hunters and scouts in the big woods. Having increased the bounty for each top knot of a bloody heathen to $200, there is likely to be considerable competition in the trade, and the best shots will carry off the most prizes.
Christmas hit I hakanag he. Taku washichu hno astrached. Sanina eiga, woanke tranka. Dakota viktemne javni sam shaharoko otkevichapi.
With settlers encroaching on us, they push us onto a little bitty strip of land along the river. All of our people were put there and we're not allowed to leave or hunt.
The Indians could not leave the reservation. If they left without permission, they would be considered hostile and could be shot on sight.
They were supposed to be given rations, they given the treaty, but people get greedy. That's how they call them washichu. They started skimming off the rations, and pretty soon they were starving them. When they were starving them, that's when this trader said, well, let them eat grass. And so they revolted. When the fight occurred and many were killed.
It was a very short war. It only lasted a few months. When it was over, President Abraham Lincoln hung 38 of our leaders at one time, one pull of the lever. which is today the largest mass execution the government's ever carried out. My great-great-grandfather, Walks with Owl Tail, was hung that day. Those of us that are on this ride descend from them 38 that were hanged.
Aateo kantakoonsuunda kapodina hetki maunifti vuokiksi on. Onka sho kangdana kampi hena hetkiä maniva koska hena o jafti.
You know, we'll never be able to feel what he felt, but we understand he was a spiritual man, and he cared a lot about his people, and I think if he was alive, he would have did the same thing. To remember, he would have wanted to acknowledge the ancestors in a spiritual way. And when I heard about this dream, Uncle Sheldon Wolfchild, he told me this dream that Jim had, and I wanted to be a part of it. There's something about that ride that pulls you to it, and you want to get on a horse and help out. You feel pain in your ribs, your back, your legs. You get cold. We've been through blizzards. A lot of times, if you don't own a horse, you end up on the horse that nobody wants to ride. So that's a sacrifice in itself.
I just want to tell everybody here that I love you very much. We don't have to blame the Washichus anymore. We're doing it to ourselves. We're selling drugs. We're killing our own people. And that's what this ride's about, is healing.
We were exiled from Minnesota by an order of the government, which stated to annihilate the Indian race or forever push us from the borders of Minnesota. And that's what happened. Thousands and thousands of our people were slaughtered, froze to death, starved to death. Disease took a lot of our people also. A lot of them were marched on foot. Some were brought on cattle trains. Got down to St. Louis, they put us on riverboats, and they were brought up the river to where we presently are now at Crow Creek, which was at that time a prisoner of war camp. From there, our people scattered to the 4 directions.
Some of them, you know, would jump off their boats and just drown themselves, and they couldn't deal with the hardships. And so it was a horrible thing. They thought it was the end of their world coming here. They had no more hope. And so for us, this journey back, this ride back is taking their spirits back, taking it home to the homeland.
And we're going to show up in Mankato at the hanging site on December 26th at 10 a.m., which is the anniversary of them 38 that were hanged.
When you have dreams, you know when they come from the Creator. You just know it.
And I always know when it's a significant dream because he says, I gotta tell you this, you know. And so he gets up and he says, I gotta tell you this. And I don't know what it means, and he started telling me he was being directed to make these offerings around the horse. The horse would carry these offerings, and that these offerings were for all of the men that were hung in Mankato.
Didn't know about Mankato till I had this dream in 2005.
In his dream, he seen all the 38 basically being hung at the same time, and they were all reaching out, holding each other's arms.
Our ancestry starts over there in Mankato. So keep that in your hearts. Keep that in your minds as we travel. So I love you guys very much. I'm a real easy man to talk to. I'm kind of a quiet guy. I pretty much keep to myself. But any atrocity that happened to you, any of you, it happened to me. I was sexually abused, physically abused, spiritually abused, emotionally abused. I have blood on my hands. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I spent time in Leavenworth. So I've been through the course. Any of you need to talk to me, call me aside. We're all equal in this room. Nobody's higher or better than anybody. We're all equal. So let's have a real beautiful ride. We got a long haul ahead of us. I never did this before. I don't know what to expect in the next 16 days, but you do. You're my family. Mitakas.
This horse has the 6 directions that we use in our ceremonies. The 2 front legs represent the west and the north. The 2 back legs represent the east and the south. The head points up, the ears point up. Represents Wakatakya, up above. The tail points downwards towards Mother Earth. When you put those 6 directions together, it creates a sacred center to bring Wowaka in. It's a sacredness that you can only have with these 6 directions. And you can pray while you're on your horse. You can think about a lot of things. Some people can remember things that ancestors went through. It's the horse leading the way because of its healing power.
It was good to walk in their steps and be on the land where they were. Just a completely different energy around here. Feel it. I feel like a different person now that I came here.
Today we're riding because of a healing that we need to continue.
The reservation where I'm from is the poorest county in the United States with an average household income of $5,000 per year. We also have one of the highest suicide rates in the world. There is something that we suffer from.
So basically I'm riding for my family because they need help. I already lost my oldest brother. He passed away 4 years ago. And 2 of my other brothers are sitting in jail. My family's slowly falling apart, and this is why I'm doing this for them. And now my little brother, he's getting sent away. I wanted to go see him before he gets sent away next year. But I came here, and I don't regret coming here. So all I can say is I'm honored to be on this ride. And I thank you for listening to me.
It's just not for our Dakota people, but everybody involved. So if you have horses or you want to be a part of the ride, I mean, come join us. This is our family, and we want you guys to be a part of it. So thank you.
I didn't know Mankato, like 38 Native Americans were hung there. I had no idea about that. Like, I'm not Native American, but my mom's like Native Canadian and up there, and so like just having a little bit of that in me and hearing this, it's like really means a lot. So, thank you.
And that was pretty good though, talking to them, letting them know our side of the story. And not what just came out of some book that some dude wrote. Coming from the real thing and from the people that are experiencing it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good ride, man.
In spite of the burnt burger and the doughy pizza.
No, that was just a joke. And I really don't associate with Caucasian people. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. I used to, like when I was little. I had like different races of friends when I was little.
Like, we might as well just put it on the table too, because it's the truth and it's the only way that we're going to be able to come together. Like my people and me, and we've talked about this, there's a lot of racism, So I think, and I'm willing to say, yeah, I have some racist moments where I think, oh, okay, like they just did that because they're a white guy, or they're not going to get it because they're white. They're just not. I was like feeling like I didn't want to be a part of this anymore, because I was feeling like everybody was talking to me as like Dakota Sarah, like, oh, well, like, like you're Dakota first. So I'm going to ask all my questions based on your race.
You have to understand there's a certain amount of curiosity coming into a situation. I mean, if someone from Africa came to me, they would have a million questions, I'm sure, about Adam the white guy, the Italian kid from Long Island. So the fact that the questions are getting, directed at me makes me feel like, oh, Adam was the only one who was asking questions, the only one who didn't come from the heart.
Supposed to be getting storm here in the next couple days. Be real cold.
Real cold. Forecast this morning said Saturday, Sunday, Monday, blizzard warnings, so.
Not much to say.
Well, yeah. I think some of the things that they're doing, like this ride, are important for their heritage. I think all people should be proud of who they are and their ancestry and their heritage. I'm proud I'm Norwegian.
Golden rims.
I got pimped out here. Does she know the price in there? How much a tire was?
Just, hey, just don't worry about it.
Oh, come on now. I gotta give you something.
Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so generous, but I just watched that movie Pay It Forward, so.
Oh.
I wish more of this country was that way.
Yeah.
Needs to go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We've got too many people that are worried about the dollar instead of helping the human being.
Exactly.
I'm getting beckoned. I better go.
Yeah.
They're yelling at you. Yeah. I'll just fill that up and I'll come back out and shut that water off.
Okay.
Extreme conditions for much of the West as we go through the next several days. Let's get into this. Bitterly cold Arctic air. Don't forget there'll be a wind chill factor up and through here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming in behind you.
Some people have loaded their horses here already.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And this isn't where the horses are supposed to be tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't get permission to do that.
They accept us. This Jim.
Grants is his name.
Jim.
Yeah, he's the county extension agent that I've been talking to.
Yeah.
So he's here?
Yeah, he was here. He gave me this key.
Okay, that's good enough.
To water and
good enough.
water.
Go on. Come on.
Okay, I'll get some snacks together and stuff.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, they would love that.
Okay, sure.
And it made me feel uncomfortable because, like, in the back of my head, I always, look at them. I was like, they're probably uncomfortable with all of us in here. Don't trust us too much or something. I don't know. It's just how I was grew up.
How much did you ride today, man?
About, I don't know, 30, 40 miles.
How you feeling?
Sore.
What do you guys think of the horses?
They're nice, but they hurt your butts. They hurt your butts.
Yeah?
Are you recording it?
Yeah, man, you're on tape.
Hi. Can I ride it? How can you get up? How can you get up? Oh, jump on. Oh, I sure can't. Sorry. I'm not big enough to. Yeah, jump on the chair.
For me, I love each of you. These little guys here, we're doing that for them. Our culture is one of oral. Everything's passed down to us. Riding across there today, I was crying, coming. I wonder what my relatives endured when they came down on the boat.
When we were taken off the boat, our first homeland in 1863, our first home was a stockade.
When Sitting Bull heard about that as a young man, he came on horseback to see how the people were being treated. And they were being treated worse than animals, I said, and that's why he stood his ground like that.
These people called me today. There was 2 ceremonies that were going on back home called Iwipis. They said that Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull is riding with us. That means a lot to me.
regular pair of gloves and was out there about 15 minutes, and my hands started to get frostbite.
I saw the weather report that said 45 below, 50-mile-an-hour winds, and said you're taking your life in your own hands if you're on the road. So.
Wait until noon, 12 o'clock. Let's see what the weather looks like then.
The last time I walked with people, men and women like this, I was in the Marine Corps. Yesterday, that bad blizzard? These riders wanted to go. They saddled up, they warmed their horses up. We couldn't even see 50 yards. Cold. And they still wanted to ride to make this trip. That's how important this is to us.
So if you don't mind, we're gonna just kind of wait this out.
Yeah, and then, if it gets really bad, we got that Quonset, we can put the horses in there. There's quite a bit of room in there.
Can we take a look?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go do that.
So let's get some panels and panel this off.
Okay.
Got the horses in the Quonset, and so I came back home, and then I'd say it was like 4 o'clock or something.
Yeah, it was late afternoon.
Yep, when Jerry called and said, where can we go to buy hay? Because the horses need hay. I don't know where I'd send you. I know a lot of guys that got hay, but I don't think you can get there. But I said, why don't I'll try.
When he came back to the door and he was all full of snow, and I said, what happened? He said, we got to get the tractor going because I'm stuck up here in the ditch. He said, I didn't even make the corner. I thought, oh my God, if it's that bad, why are you even out?
She gets me out, and I tell her, you just need to take the tractor, go home. Then when I take off west, and it's terrible. I can't see anything. There's drifts on the road, and all of a sudden, I'm right in a ditch again. And this is over a mile from home, and he called me, and he said, how are you doing? And I said, not very good right now. I said, I'm in a ditch. He said, what? And I said, yep, I ran in a ditch trying to get to town.
It's crazy, man. It's like, holy, I never really thought of those people doing